Send Help is directed by Sam Raimi, written by Damian, Shannon, and Mark Swift, and stars Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. Two colleagues, a young CEO and his neglected subordinate, become stranded on a deserted island, the only survivors of a plane crash. On the island, they must overcome past grievances and work together to survive, but ultimately, it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. This was a movie that was honestly barely on my radar. I didn't even really know it was being made, but once I saw the team involved, specifically Sam Raimi making an original movie, I was hyped. So I went out of my way to see this movie opening night, and I just had a damn great time at the movies, man. This movie is such a delight, and it's the type of movie that we need more of. This is Sam Raimi's first original movie in 17 years, and that is so insane to think about when you see how electric he is behind the camera, and it is so exciting to see him cook in this space on this scale. It's so clear watching this movie that an absolute pro is behind the camera. Beyond that, he reminds us he's still one of the great sick freaks in Hollywood, even if he hasn't gotten many chances to show that recently. His use of jump scares and body horror in this movie just harkens back to classic Sam Raimi and is used in a way that while I'm covering my eyes and I'm scared or I'm grossed out, I can't help but look because he just does these things so well to the point that you have to admire it. And beyond that, he also reminds us that he's one of the great directors working today when it comes to camera tricks. He pulls out some stuff in this movie you barely see these days, specifically some micro close-ups on eyes and faces near the beginning of the movie that just totally reminded me of a camera move that you might see in a fun genre movie 20 or 30 years ago, but you barely see stuff like this now, and seeing Sam Raimi pull it out so confidently is just an absolute delight. He's just cooking all over this. He's so delightfully disgusting. He's such a pro behind the camera. It is just such a treat to see him make an original movie like this and completely rise to the occasion, as anyone who knows anything about Sam Raimi knew he would. He's also working off a pretty damn solid script from Damian, Shannon, and Mark Swift. It's nothing earth-shattering, but it's just a perfectly entertaining script for a genre movie like this that is always keeping the tension up, whether that be with pretty exciting and thrilling action scenes or genuinely interesting twists and turns that border between scary and kind of funny, but they're always super engaging and exciting. And they just have a ton of great dialogue and funny moments all throughout the movie that are really enhanced by Sam Raimi's direction, but even more by the two absolutely fantastic lead performances from Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien. And Sam Raimi makes an incredible decision in this movie by giving this opening stretch before the plane crash and landing on the island just enough space to breathe, to where you can get pretty familiar with the characters and their dynamic before totally flipping it for the rest of the movie. You have a very solid core there, and that contrast throughout the movie in their characterization is so crucial. And Raimi paces it perfectly, but Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien play it absolutely A+ level. They are both so good in this. Dylan O'Brien, in particular, is someone that I've always liked as a person, but kind of to my own stupidity or ignorance, I never really took him seriously as an actor until I saw him in Twinless last year. And in that movie, I thought he was so fantastic. And he gave one of the most underrated performances of the year, to the point that it made me a massive fan of his who kind of has season tickets now. Whenever he's in a new movie, I'm gonna at least be interested. So when I saw he was doing a two-hander thriller with Rachel McAdams, directed by Sam Raimi, I was absolutely freaking delighted because I knew he'd rise to the occasion, and he absolutely does. And I think one of my favorite things about him as an actor is that I genuinely think he's got some of the best face control of any actor working right now. The things that he can do with his face, he seems to have control of every single muscle in his face, and he can do things that are so freaking funny and always super interesting. They're used for comedy a lot, but he can also use them in more dramatic moments or quieter moments. Like, it's a really incredible skill that he uses perfectly. And he also perfectly plays the different stages of the character. You know, the big, stupid, cocky asshole in the beginning stretch, and the much more kind of dynamic and interesting shapes he takes on while on the island throughout the movie, while that core from the beginning is still very much there. He's just giving a really great three-dimensional performance, a great movie star performance. He understands exactly what kind of movie he's in, and he's just doing really great work. And he's doing that great work, I think, in part because of how great of a scene partner he has in Rachel McAdams. And this is really her movie. I've used the word delight a couple times in this review, but it applies nowhere better than to Rachel McAdams' performance. She is an absolute freaking delight in this movie. It is an incredible reminder, this performance, of the fact that she is kind of one of the best actors and screen presences we have. And I feel like that fact goes very underrated, but it is so apparent in this movie. I spoke about that contrast in characterization, and with her character, it is the centerpiece of the movie and the reason it all works so well. You meet her in this opening stretch, and she is this neglected and passed over incredible worker who is very chipper and, you know, maybe a bit annoying to you as a coworker, but she's just a super nice person, but is an absolute grinder. And we see that as well through her love for the show Survivor and wanting to be on Survivor. And the way that chipper center personality transitions to the island destination where she has all the Survivor skill and is now the alpha over Dylan O'Brien. The way she plays that is unbelievable. It is so fun to watch. Her blend, that really happy, nice kind of mom quality she has with the kind of like alpha badass role that she takes on the island, and she gets a lot of really funny stuff to do, but there are also moments where she needs to have very convincing gravitas, and she sells them every time. There are moments in this movie where she is downright kind of scary. It's just like a performance you dream about in a movie like this, that someone so brilliant could be at the center, and that is the case with her. She is so fantastic in this movie. I loved everything about her performance, and I've barely mentioned this, but her chemistry with Dylan O'Brien is really fantastic. They are so fun to watch together, especially with the sort of psychological game aspect of this movie. They both play it so well, and it's a real treat to watch. So yeah, I would absolutely, enthusiastically recommend Send Help, a movie that I was just absolutely delighted by. If you can't tell, I really loved this movie. It's everything you can ask for in a genre movie randomly dropped in January. You've got two great lead performances, really fun direction from Sam Raimi, and just a very solid script. So if you have a chance to go see this out at the theaters, I would absolutely highly recommend it. I think you're gonna have a damn great time. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!